And now, without further ado, it is with great honor that I introduce the great nephew of the inventor of Texas Hold'em and the class valedictorian, Daniel McCorkett.
What up, 118? Guys, there's so many papers here. You gotta give me a second. Let me find this. Wow, there are really a lot of papers. Okay, here it is. A big thank you to Denver's greatest Dr. Pepper connoisseur for those lovely words. Fellow graduates, family members, administrators, teachers, the list goes on. My point is, good evening. I'd like to introduce myself, but I have to think hard about how I do that. You see, some call me Daniel, some call me Big D, most call me Brad Pitt, but some call me the principal's son. I remember vividly pulling up to my new Denver home just before 9th grade and being as authoritative as my glass-breakingly high voice would allow. Mom, you can't tell anyone I'm your son. I'm serious, because I had it all planned out. I was going to cruise by my first year, just a normal kid. Then sophomore year would fly by. I would then become a junior, just normal old Daniel, Hugh, the last name is not important. And then, after senior year, maybe I would tell him one day. Turns out, that was a terrible plan. On the first day of 9th grade academy, Miss Rodriguez says, and this is the loudest I've ever heard anybody say anything, "Oh, you're the principal's son!" Yeah, it was an awful plan. It's true, if you haven't noticed our unmissable last names, I was birthed by our principal here. And while I've had no say in my attendance at DCIS, I truly believe that my life at our incredible school has been the single most important factor in my life thus far. But more on that later. Now we're back to how I introduce myself. Well, I'm Daniel McCorkett. I'm officially the nerdiest person in the class of 2018. I'm also incredibly excited to speak to the best graduating class of the United States. So let's hear it for 2018. Guys, it has been 1,364 days since we started school on Monday, August 25th, 2014. That's 937 school days, which means we've commuted at least 400 times to school. I don't know, some of y'all attendance is scary. But hey, 118 million seconds of life, 505 minutes of school, 505 glances at the clock, 1,400 hours of math class, and 2 girlfriends later, here we all are, sitting in the Newman Center for high school graduations. I wasn't joking when I said that the Denver Center for International Studies class of 2018 is the best in the nation. We were the first class of DCIS to plan a lock-in, which makes us innovative. We were ranked the highest ranked public high school in the state, which makes us really smart. We orchestrate newsworthy protests and educational initiatives, which makes us woke. We represent our school at fancy ceremonies, which makes us ambassadorily well-spoken. And most important of all, we are a family. All of us sitting here tonight are among the most versatile, determined, and brilliant individuals that will continue destining our nation for greatness. I want to talk for a moment about what it means to be a DCIS graduate. For one, you can expect to be asked, what does that stand for? At least 5 times every week. For another, you will likely go into some form of elated shock when you enter a world that doesn't know all of your siblings, your dog's middle name, and your zodiac sign by heart. Beyond all of that, though, DCIS harbors a sort of ineffable diversity. The Dalai Lama is quoted for saying some of the most recognizing perspective-y words I've ever heard. When you talk, you are merely repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. No matter how much of a meme our global domains may have become, I know we can all recognize their place in our world. I mean, where else do you find a white guy like me learning more about my white privilege from some of my very best friends who, whether they're Latina, Black, or Asian, teach me more about myself on a daily basis than I could learn about myself in a lifetime? Where else do you find 2 very dope DCIS teachers like Mr. Munoz and Mr. Adams emceeing an entire protest? Where else do you find a Challenge 5280 team that wins virtually every single year we compete? Guys, do you feel that? As the words flow from my mouth, I feel something very special, an undeniable truth. We understand our world. And as much as we don't understand, we have the drive to understand it. As very soon to be DCIS graduates, we're going to walk across this very stage, out into this very world, and impact the very change that we know that we can impact. So thank you for being the most supportive group of people that I know. Thank you for being the funniest group of people that I know. Thank you for being the most intellectual people I know. Thank you for being you, because as a family, we're unstoppable. And as a family, sí se puede. So now, guys, it's time that I introduce somebody that I know fairly well. So please help me welcome DCIS Principal, Ms. McCorkadale.